Hello and welcome. My name is Saran, and in 2013 I had a right ischemic stroke from a carotid artery dissection. It left me with complete left side hemiplegia, which is left side paralysis, and I also have lack of sensation all on that side as well, inside and out. I had to learn to walk again, and I can now move my arm, but I have nothing in my hand and fingers. I hope that by sharing my stories, I can empower others to live their best life post stroke on this lifelong journey that it is. So let's get on with it. As you saw, I've got my controller of my VR in my hand. I tried to do another video, but it went for too long and gibbered just too much, which I probably will in this one. Anyway, so I do a lot of VR games, mainly because I first started this I did a research trial that was testing whether or not making a cup of tea and doing some toast in a virtual environment compared to the real environment was as beneficial. And it was my first exposure to VR. Oh God, it was awesome. And so I bought one myself, which I bought through NDIS, which was pretty cool too. And so I've done lots of painting games, which sort of helps with my fluidity of my arm, and it's taken some time. But the most fun game I think I've bought, and probably the biggest challenge so far that I bought yesterday, is the Les Mills Body Combat. So I've always had, I've had Beat Saber before, which is really cool, and I set it so that there are no arrows or no sort of obstacles and that kind of thing. You can actually just use one arm, so you can even, I've taken it to some therapy at the uni SA, and so someone who doesn't have any movement in their arm have basically sort of used it with one hand, which is really cool. But I tend to use it with two hands, and so as long as you sort of position it so you've got sort of the Beat Saber sort of sticking up in the VR world, you can then sort of play it that way. But the Les Mills one is like a body combat, so it's punching. So you do like the tutorial, and and you can do it really slowly, which is the one that I'm doing. And I can punch, I can sort of move it so it would hit the I guess the obstacle that it was supposed to hit, or the target, and where my right arm would actually sort of smash through it, with my left it kind of just nudged it out of the way, but I still got points. So in some ways it will, like, I'll progress as it goes along. It also gives you a little bit of cardio as well, and you don't have to, I don't think you have to do all of the things that it says. So for me, because I do have decent-ish movement of my arm, I can actually do it. So I'll keep you posted. I might actually sort of do some video of it, because you can obviously screen share the game and also sort of see me doing it, which is probably not attractive, but it works. And your feet's down the ground, so you're not having to sort of jump around or do anything like that, because that would just be way too dangerous. I have other VR games like bowling and tennis, but I probably use more my dominant hand, just for a nice sort of break. But I find that doing VR games, and even other bits and pieces, is a good variety. And certainly when it comes to VR, in that VR world, you kind of don't have to focus on the fact that, one, it's therapy, but also two, that you have deficits. So you can kind of just play in the world and just do what you want, which is a nice break. I think we all sort of need that. Sometimes it can get us down. Certainly gets me down, and I have to have those times of loss and trauma, but generally I just get on with it. But again, it's sort of taken time, and it's taken different kinds of therapy, different types of people that I've been exposed to. So yeah, it all takes time, but I can see small progression as I look back. Like, I know that sometimes I'll get a bit crapped off and say to my partner, you know, this sucks, and he'll say, yeah, but last week you weren't able to, say, walk around the block without scuffing your foot. And so it's just those kinds of things. I know now that I can step onto an escalator without sort of being really really sort of unbalanced and that kind of stuff. So I think you have to be kind to yourself and kind of look back and really, you know, be as kind as you would to other people in your position to yourself. And it's way easier said than done, I understand. So anyway, that's me for today. I hope you do like the video. Click on the like below. I would love your comments and love to be able to hear any suggestions. There is nothing off limits at all, ever, as you'll probably see in other videos. But for now, thanks very much for watching. See ya.